OK, let's turn to two people that I think have no place in modern society, Harry and Meghan, who've been called by the Spotify executive producer Bill Simmons on his own podcast. This is after Meghan's brilliant podcast was so tragically unceremoniously cancelled. He described them as lazy effing grifters and then went on to spray gun them a bit more. I mean, he's got a point, isn't he? They got 20 million apparently for 12 shows of half an hour each. Rosanna?
12 shows of half an hour each.
Any defence here for these two grifters?
And you know I do come in swinging to defend Meghan and Harry sometimes because I feel they're in my age bracket and I should. But this time you've got not an impartial voice, but somebody who did business with them saying you should hear some of the stuff I heard from Harry. Now, he was talking, particularly the Spotify executive, about the Zoom call he had with Harry to plan these podcast episodes. And he said, I want to get drunk sometime and tell people.
I mean, how bad must that Zoom
how bad
call be?
honestly.
Kevin, I know you're not a massive fan of the Royals anyway, but this is the problem with this, isn't it? If they're going to do what they're doing and they're just basically pocketing the cash and not delivering, and all they've really got that's interesting is trashing their families, right?
Yeah, well,
or trashing the media. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
And that stick's kind of run its course.
It has. Look, the book Spare was incredibly successful. The Netflix series was.
Of course, because they're trashing their families.
But I think they're running out of steam. And look, and I've tried to defend them in the past because I don't think they all.
Have you run out of steam too?
Well, I think there's no point if you're getting somebody at Spotify saying they're grifters and they, alleging she didn't even do some of the interviews.
Well, that's something, Esther. I read that today. It's not been confirmed, but there's a podcast website which is suggesting that various staffers who worked on it said that she didn't even do all the interviews.
Yeah, I think apparently she's not going to get the full payment of the contract. But look, at the end of the day, the Sussexes overestimated their brand, and so did other businesses. They thought they've left the royal family, they have all this attention, they're big business, but that didn't take them very far. And I think, the Sussexes are now rethinking
Well, the money,
their
look,
strategy.
I always said the money for them was in trashing their families, right?
Exactly.
You can only play the victim of the media card so far before people find it ridiculous given the way they're using the media at the same time. But the trashing of the family thing, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, of course you make millions if you're a member of the royal family trashing the royals. Of course you do. But then what? You've lost your families.
And they're very unlikable.
You've lost your families. And there's also, once you've done it about 5 times, people get bored with it.
The shock value wears off. That's what happens.
No, but
that's what we're
their
finding.
personalities are not very likable. So after the trashing of the families, they're not really people you want to hang out with in a pub.
But isn't
I definitely won't be hanging out with them in the pub.
I think your invite got lost.
Isn't the culprit, though, not really them, but the corporations that showered them with cash?
Well, yeah, because they thought their brand would outlast that, but it didn't because there's no substance there. They're just not likable
Who's
people.
daft? The people who took the money or the people who gave them it?
Yeah, I agree.